Okay, we're here for math again today, and we're still doing multiplication chapter 2. So we're going to be talking about arrays today. You should be looking at, this is April 14th, 2020, and we're going to be doing pages 397 and 398. So go ahead and get those pages ready. So today we're going to talk about what is an array. At the top of your page it says an array shows objects in equal rows. You can use arrays to help you multiply. You can use any array to find the total number of stickers. When you multiply, the total is called the product. So what we're going to be learning, what you've already learned, is when you do an addition problem, the answer is called a sum. Remember the word sum? That was a long time ago when we learned that. So if we did this problem, then this answer would be called the sum. And then more recently, we've been studying about subtracting. So in subtraction, what we learned, the answer to a subtraction problem, it's a little bit longer answer, but it's called the difference. So in subtraction, it's called difference. In addition, it's called sum. Now we have a brand new word to learn, and it's very important. The word is product. So if we did this math problem, 3 times 2, the answer would be 6. And that is called the product. You know what's interesting, boys and girls, is there's also a word for each one of those numbers that are being multiplied. Those are called factors. And you're going to need to know that word for 3rd grade and 4th grade and 5th grade a lot. These are called factors. Now, when I was learning math, I found all of these words kind of hard to remember, and it sort of made me a little bit jumbled. So let me give you a little picture that's going to help you to remember. I'm going to take that word factors, and I'm going to make it into the word factory. And let me get a prop for you. These are donuts. These are donuts. And if I were to have donuts at the factory, then the product is how many donuts I have all together. So at the donut factory, the product they make is donuts. So when you have numbers at the number factory, we'll do a different one. We'll do 4 times 3. Here's the factors at the factory, and what they produce is a product. It's just a way to remember. You can use that one or think one up on your own. That's fine. Factors, product. So here's our brand new word for for today, besides product, and that's the word array. So when we have an array, we have rows and we have columns. If you turn the array of stickers, the total number of stickers does not change. So what we know is if you have 3 times 5, that equals 15. But if you have 5 times 3, that also equals 15. So down here at the bottom are some extra practice for you. It says guided practice. Draw the array 2 ways. So this one says 4 times 1. So I'm going to think of it as 4 rows of 1. And we know that rows go across. Remember, just like the rows in a row of flowers that get planted. So 4 rows. So there's 1 row. Pretend like there's my 1 row. There's my 2nd row. 3rd row. 4th row. So 4 rows that go across of 1. So I'm going to go 4 times 1. And the answer to that, of course, I know you know this one. The answer is 4. Now, 1 row of 4. So if you look right here in the center, it says you could take this array and you could just flip it. You could turn it. If I turn the array, the number of rows changes, but the product, the answer, remains the same. So here I have 1 row of 4, and the answer is still 4. Down on the bottom, it says, in exercise 1, how are the arrays different? How are they the same? So remember, a row goes this way, from left to right, from left to right, from left to right. And a column goes down, just like the columns on a building. So this looks like this is the math problem that they have up here. 3 times 5. And then they've turned it this way. And so now we have our columns like this. And we have rows like this. Remember, rows go left to right. And so now we have 5 rows of 3 in each row. But once again, what we know is that when you have multiplication, order doesn't matter. Just like with addition, order doesn't matter. Guess what? Subtraction, order matters. Multiplication and addition, order doesn't matter. So what you can say is rows and columns switch. Or you can write it in a different way. However you want to write it is up to you. And remember that equal rows. And then we have columns. Right. Okay. So what I have here for you is there's some extra help. If you want to see videos that review about equal groups and what equal groups are, that would be this one. Multiplication, just in general, all about multiplication, that would be this one. And there are 2 really good videos all about what an array is. In fact, we're going to watch the very beginning of the second one because I really feel like of all of these, that's the best. So let me erase. and then I'm going to start the video and then turn off the lights. We're not going to watch the whole thing, but we'll watch some of it.
How many muffins do we have for the bake sale? Wait, Moby. You don't have to count each muffin. That'll take a long time. You can use an array to help you count. What is an array? An array is a set that shows equal groups in rows and columns. I can organize these muffins into an array. I can group them into 3 rows with 2 muffins in each row. Or I can group them in a different way. I can make 2 rows with 3 muffins in each row. Right, you can also make 1 row with 6 muffins. You can find arrays in a ton of places. You could find them in a muffin tin, or an ice cube tray, a pack of soda, a checkerboard, a window pane, and on a phone. Arrays make counting easier, but how do arrays help you count? Sometimes counting things one by one can take a long time, but arrays arrange things into equal groups so you can count sets. Let's see. There are 2 rows of daffodils, and there are 4 daffodils in each row. You can write a number sentence to find the total number of daffodils. 4 plus 4 is equal to 8. There are 8 daffodils. It's faster to add doubles than to count each flower one by one. There are 3 rows of tulips, and there are 3 tulips in each row. We can add to find the total. 3 plus 3 plus 3. Let's see. 3 plus 3 is equal to 6, and 6 plus 3 is equal to 9. Arrays can also help you multiply. When you multiply, you put equal groups together to find the total. Multiplication is an operation, just like addition or subtraction. But how do arrays help you multiply? We need to pick up 12 eggs for Grandpop. How many eggs are in there, Moby? There are 2 rows, with 3 eggs in each row. You can multiply to find the total number of eggs. First, write the number of rows. That's 2. Then write the number of eggs that are in each row. That's 3. The X symbol means to multiply. This number sentence tells you that there are 2 sets of 3. So the answer is 6. There are 6 eggs in that carton. Nope, it really doesn't matter what order you multiply, Moby. An array of 2 rows with 3 in each row is the same as an array with 3 rows with 2 in each row. There are still 6 eggs. They're just organized in a different way. Grandpop wanted 12 eggs. We only have half a dozen eggs now. Let's see. There are 2 rows of 6 eggs. That means there are 2 sets of 6. So 2 times 6 is equal to 12. That's exactly how many eggs we need. See, Moby? Arrays can make counting and adding a lot faster. But I'm not sure we made enough muffins for the bake sale. I think that's enough, Moby.
Okay, so we're going to come back to doing this page, and it shows arrays in two different ways. So they've done the first one for you, 2 rows of 3. So we already know 2 times 3 is 6. And we're going to do 3 rows of 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So that would be 3 times 2. And that also equals 6, because as we already know, when you have multiplication as an operation, the order of the numbers doesn't change the product. So 6 is our answer no matter which number comes first. So what I want you to do is stop the video, and you're going to finish this, and then we'll come back and look at the answers together. Ready? 3, 2, 1, pause. Finish your paper when you pause. I'm back. Here we go. So you should have said 4 rows of 5. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 rows of 5 equals 20. And I can get that by saying 5, 10, 15, 20. And that's how I got that answer. Now I can do 5 rows of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So then I would have to skip count by 4s. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. So I still have 20 as my answer. So 5 rows of 4 still equals 20. And then here we have 5 rows of 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 5 rows of 2 is going to equal 10. And of course, 2 rows of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 rows of 5 also equals 10. So those should be your answers. If you did all of those correct, give yourself a pat on the back. Good job. Here we have algebra readiness. I love algebra. You're going to love algebra too. There are 5 benches in a park. There are 3 people sitting on each bench. How many people are on all 5 benches? That sounds like that's an array. There are 5 benches in a park. So I'm going to draw them, but I'm just going to draw straight lines. 3, 4, 5. And then it says there are 3 people on each bench. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that would be 5 rows times 3. And I believe the answer is 15. So let's see what's next. You're going to get to do a kind of a little art/math project because you're going to be able to make something yourself. So you can make an array. You can make an array on your own and then send us a picture. Have mom or dad or older brother, sister take a picture and email it to us so we can show it on the next video. So here are some ideas. This is an idea where it actually shows and reminds us what an array is. An array is an arrangement of equal groups of objects in rows and columns. So right here we have 3 rows with 5 in each row. Right here we have 2 rows with 3 in each row. And right here we have 4 rows with 5 in each row. That's an array. So since you're going to make an array yourself, I decided I'd make an array too. But mine is something that I had kind of handy, close at hand. Paper clips. I used large paper clips. So I said, here's my array. I have 2 rows and 4 paper clips in each row. So 2 times 4 equals 8. So that's my array. And here's another fun array that I had close at hand. Here I have 1, 2, 3 sets of donuts and 3 columns. So 3 rows and 3 columns of donuts. So I have how many? Take a moment. That's right, I have 9. So make sure on your array that you set it up in rows and columns, but you also tell us what numbers are being multiplied, and then tell us what the product is. Tell us what the answer is. You're all done. You're done with your math lesson for today. I'll see you tomorrow. Enjoy.